Hi everyone, I'm Brittany and this is Damian, and today I wanted to give you all an update on how Damian is doing and where we're at with the experimental treatment for Damian's rare disease. As you can see, Damian is as cute and as sweet as ever, huh Damian? It's now been 1 year since Damian started regressing and he started showing obvious signs that there was something wrong with his development. If you're new here, Damian is 2.5 years old and he has a terminal illness called acid sphingomyelinase deficiency. It's very rare. As far as we know, Damian is the only person who has this on the West Coast right now. ASMD is also known as Niemann-Pick Disease Type A, and it's a neurodegenerative disease. Essentially, the brain is getting destroyed because of a buildup of a small fatty substance called sphingomyelin. He's deficient in acid sphingomyelinase, which is an enzyme that in normal bodies is supposed to break down that fatty substance, but it's building up instead. The effects of this are very similar to Alzheimer's. The brain's job is supposed to send out signals to the rest of the body to tell it what to do, and because it's getting destroyed, those signals that the brain is supposed to send, they slow down, they don't get sent at all, or they get confused. This results in muscles getting weaker and weaker, losing control of the muscles, and of course regression of the brain also comes with memory loss as well, and just not being able to think as well. And that's what we're seeing with Damian. It's okay, honey. Yeah. Honestly, the last 12 months watching this regression is kind of like reliving Damian's life, but backwards. Damian is now developmentally back to his 3-month-old stage, and he's just getting weaker and weaker all the time. He just lost the very last word that he knew, which was daddy. He never did say mommy. And he's also stopped waving, which was the most heartbreaking thing for me. There has been a couple of times since he stopped waving all the time. There has been a couple of times where he'll still give me a wave, and it's kind of a weird thing because sometimes he'll have this sudden, like, something will click in his brain, and for a few minutes he'll wave to me. His reaction time is quick, and his he just seems to like be with it, and it only lasts a few minutes, and then he goes back to what we are considering normal right now. And it's weird that will happen once every like 2 or 3 weeks. I've noticed actually that every time it happens, like right after, I've noticed that he's had a growth spurt, and that happening actually gives me a lot of hope, because it makes me feel like if we can just get an effective treatment that will stop the neurodegeneration, that Damian can come back from this, because he's showing, after a growth spurt, of being able to come back a little bit, and so that does give me a lot of hope and makes me very, very anxious to start treatment. Okay, I had to switch locations because Damian is very hungry for lunch, huh bud? You love sandwiches, huh? It's actually a miracle that Damian can still eat PB&Js. In terms of his eating skills, Damian has regressed for sure, and we have doubled the amount of thickening agent that we have to add to his liquids, but he can still eat, and we are not yet on a G-tube. For that, I am counting my blessings for sure. So the treatment, we have been obviously campaigning and raising money for this treatment. We always knew that $3 million was going to be our goal. That is because of all of the tests and studies that still need to be done on the few options the medical team is driving forward. The first treatment option that is the most readily available to us is a small molecule that was used before on a little boy a few years ago. Long story short, that molecule, that drug, was sold to a different company. That company didn't know that it could be potentially used for ASMD treatment. We have access to that drug we were able to get in contact with the pharmaceutical company, and they said, of course we're willing to help, of course we're willing to give you access to this drug, which is a miracle in and of itself. So they have been planning to give it to CHLA to let us try it. I don't think anyone is expecting it to be the miracle drug, but we're sure hoping. This drug is considered an experimental treatment, and it is going to be done through the clinical research team at CHLA. And because it's an experimental treatment, insurance doesn't really cover it. Here. Oh, that's what you wanted, huh? That's what you wanted. So the first $500,000 that we've raised in our campaign is going to fund this research study. It's not the cost of the drug itself, but the money is going to be paying for all of the studies and the research that has to go on while Damian is on this treatment. So that's the regular MRIs, the regular ultrasounds, the regular echoes, which is a scan of the heart, and all of the blood draws and everything that is going to go into doing this research. So thank you everybody who has donated. It's obviously made a huge difference. We would have had a really big holdup if we had gotten this far and didn't have the funding. Ow! You're doing pretty good. Oh no, you dropped it. We are still campaigning for the rest of the $3 million. Like I said, we're not sure how well this treatment is going to work. There's a treatment being researched right now in California that people are really excited about. They are saying it's already far better than the treatment that we're about to put Damian on. And so we're obviously pushing as much as we can to continue to raise money for that $3 million so that they can expedite that study, because that research is looking really promising. We're almost there. We are almost there. We're really excited to start this first experimental treatment. It may not be a miracle drug, but we have high hopes that it is going to do some good. And at this point, we are desperate for some good. I actually have to take a pause because I have a work meeting, but I'll come right back. Oh, sorry about that. The meeting took a little longer than no, I'm just kidding. It's been a couple of days. We've been really busy. Regardless, the next steps. Oh, do you want some? You were just so thirsty. Here you go. Okay, so next steps. We still need a start date for this treatment. We do not yet have, to my frustration, a scheduled start date. We do have his IV port placement procedure scheduled. That surgery happens in a week. That's kind of, in my opinion, what's driving all of the other dates. So besides him actually taking the drug, there's a bunch of other stuff that has to get scheduled. He has to get an MRI, an X-ray, ultrasound, echo scan, and all of these other things that have to happen. They're calling it the baseline evaluations, just so that we can get a holistic view of where Damian is at when he starts the treatment. And then we'll be doing those tests throughout while he's on it so that doctors can see whether or not the drug is having a measurable impact on his body. In addition to that, I have decided to do my own baseline evaluation this coming week. So I've been compiling a list of all of the things that I'm wanting to be tracking while we go through this. Things like what he looks like when he's on his stomach and he's trying to crawl, what he looks like when he's drinking, what it looks like when he's eating, how long does it take for him to finish a PB&J, can he pick up, like right now he doesn't pick up food like this and bring it to his mouth anymore. I'm hoping that's a skill that we can get back. So things like that. So I'm hoping that in the next video, which I'm really hoping is very soon, I want to include the first dose start date. And I also want to do a little montage or report or whatever of all of the videos that I am starting to collect right now. So in conclusion, I just want to say thank you to everybody who is watching this and everybody who has been supporting us through this. There's no way we would be where we are right now without your help, and I am just so grateful for all of you guys, and really excited to bring you more updates, and hopefully they are going to be positive from this point forward. And if you don't mind, keep sharing, keep spreading the word, and I know we can do this. I know we can get this treatment for ASMD. Having this treatment be available for Damian means that it's accessible to everybody. There's already a couple of kids in the United States that have reached out to the same pharmaceutical company and are starting that process. And it's all because of you guys and for your support. And we are just so grateful for all of you. And we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye. You say bye, Damian. Yeah, that's a good drink, huh? Good job, Damian. You were tired. You were tired.